Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I have my biggest audience today for episode 4. I'm so excited. I am your host, Just Michelle. That's _ Just Michelle. How y'all doing today? How's everybody? Great. It's been a super long week. I know this is going to air on like a different day, but I want to tell y'all about my week. I was in LA. I went to go see Drake and Kanye. It was super special. If you know me, I'm like the hugest Drake fan to ever exist. I don't know if the camera can like zoom in on my Drake owl, but I had to do a lot of finessing to get in there. I'm just really proud of my finessing skills. I feel like they're going to benefit me one day when I take it to like the next level. I don't know, but I do want to go ahead and get started for the show. On episode 3, I had mentioned that I wanted to do a segment to where each episode I talk about like my top 5 favorite Black businesses and entrepreneurs, and I want to keep that segment, so let's do it. Up first, we have Lowe's Creations. Shout out to Lauren Fontino. She makes these bomb-ass Kool-Aid pickles. She like makes candied pickles and pineapples. She also does decorations for like parties and events. So shout out to Lowe's Creations. Make sure y'all tap in with her. Kissing Clouds Dispensary. You know, it's a dispensary. Make sure you tap in with them. I believe they're located on Lincoln. They're pretty popular right now. I see a lot of people in there from all walks of life. Shout out to Kissing Clouds. We have Blacker the Berry Management. He was featured on our previous episode. He does management for artists and entertainers. So if you're needing some assistance, make sure you tap in with Xavier Martin of Blacker the Berry. We have Elite State of Mind. Shout out to Jesse Woodfork and Kevin. They were previously my trainers back in the Gap when I was trying to lose all my weight. And they definitely instilled a lot of good, a lot of good practices in me as far as living a healthier life, changing my mindset on a lot of things. But they're going to be featured on an episode coming up in the future, so just make sure you tap in with Elite State of Mind. And then finally, we have Touched by Tanika. She does nails. I could really use her services right now because I'm missing one. This literally happened like 30 seconds before we started to record, so shout out to life. But yeah, make sure y'all tap in with Touched by Tonika, Tonika. I want to transition over to the topic of the day. So I kind of want to do things in a theme. It was an article I saw, and it says that a California man has sued a psychic for fraud because she told him that she could remove a curse put on him by his ex-wife. Do y'all believe in psychics? Yes? Yeah. Do you think you'd sue somebody if they, because how do you know if that person is legit? You know, like what credentials does somebody need to have? Put on him by his ex-wife.
That part of their job. Yeah. A curse? That's like some witchcraft or something.
You know, I didn't know that that was even possible, that it would even stick in the court. Yeah. For one, how can you prove that somebody's a legit psychic? For two, it's a curse. You got to go see like the voodoo lady.
How can you prove you are cursed?
Yeah.
What if you just got bad luck in general because you're a shitty person? What if he deserved it? I don't know. I felt like the subject of being a psychic and I'm not going to say worldly things, but like outer manifestations is like huge right now. And I wanted to move over to our next piece, which is manifestation. So typically I'm not going to say a pessimist. I do talk negatively, and I know I shouldn't because your words become your reality. But most recently, you know, I've been trying to speak greatness into my life. I know I'm good for doing that for like other people's lives, but I don't know. I feel like I have been manifesting things without even noticing. So for example, I was working on a fashion show that happened on December the 19th. And I had planned this fashion show back in 2019 and didn't even realize it. I was at work. I was just typing through notes, and fast forward to 2021, and I'm like, damn, I need some direction. Do I have anything? And I look back at my notes in 2019, and I'm like, you're way ahead of yourself, gal. I don't know. I kind of just wanted to tap into us speaking things into our life. I don't know. Even with this talk show, because I was super hesitant to do this because plenty of people have like YouTube shows, especially here in the city. They do things that are similar to this, but they're not really. And I was about to talk myself out of it, like, oh, nobody's going to watch that. That's going to be stupid. You're not Oprah, whatever. But I changed my tune, and it's happening. So I don't know if you're out there and you're watching and you're like me and you speak negatively, switch gears, change the subject, and manifest some great shit in your life, because before you know it, it's going to be happening right in front of your eyes, and life is just going to unfold. So, you know, speak kindly to yourself, love on yourself and others, and watch it come back to you 10 times. So those are my topics for today. We are going to bring on our guest, the Miss Lovely Sunee. All right, girl. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing okay, but how are you really doing? And I say that because whenever we pass by people and we're just like, how are you? Oh, yeah, I'm good, girl. Have a good day. How are you really doing?
No, I'm actually really doing good. I mean, I've been through like a lot of stuff here in the past like few weeks, but I don't know. I've been really resilient with a lot of that. Spiritually, I've been really well. Mentally, I've been really well. With it, financially, not so great. But like, but you know, in the past when I've dealt with financial things, like it has had a major effect on me spiritually and mentally. And like I've been solid in those areas, so really good.
I've noticed anybody who knows her knows that she keeps like the most positive attitude. I've never seen you with a frown. She's always so happy, always a joy to be around. And I love your energy. It's affection. Well, am I saying infectious or affectionate? Infectious in a good way, though. I had to make sure we zoom in.
But it does happen. You know, like it's important that people know that it happens, even with the person in your life that you feel it never happens to. Like everybody has a bad day. You know?
Everybody has a bad day. What do you do to kind of get out of that rut?
Yeah. I would say find a way to be expressive. So I'm very artistic. It's not always like people know me for painting and doing things like that, but I like to dabble in other realms of art. You know, sometimes that can lift me out of a dark place.
What is your favorite medium or media of art?
Those words are they're interchangeable.
Right. I'm not sure which one it is.
But I like to use acrylic paint, canvas, paint brushes. I like to stay really classic sometimes. Like I'll introduce a palette knife. I really like, in my heart, to my core, I'm an abstractionist. More modern stuff sells better. So like to pay my bills, I have to do a lot of, you know, more modern contemporary art. But I do like abstract work more than anything.
Do you do art full time, or do you still have a 9-to-5?
Oh, I do both. So
okay.
I do a lot of stuff full time. Yeah, so I find a way to multitask. So like even on my break at my 9-to-5, I'm working on my personal, you know, entrepreneurial stuff on the side. So I don't know. I just work from sun up to sundown. You know, like I have my me time, but after that, I'm pretty much just working. Yeah.
How do you keep a good balance in between? Because I know whenever we work, like for our hobby, it can feel like work. How do you keep the balance to make sure that it still feels like it's fun, it's expressive, not a chore?
Set boundaries.
Yeah.
And they're like boundaries for myself. And I had to learn that like after years and years of messing up and saying yes all the time, that sometimes even when an opportunity seems really nice, you gotta say no if it's like not your best interest. If it makes your plate a little too full, you know what I'm saying? Or if it will affect your business relationship with someone or your reputation, like sometimes saying no is your best option.
Have you been in a situation to where you like regretted that you didn't say no?
Oh, yeah, several times, yeah. Sometimes, like, I'll say yes to an opportunity that's not as, like, lucrative, you know what I'm saying? I won't make as much money had I waited for a better opportunity. Sometimes, like, people will see in me something I didn't see in myself, and so they'll book me, like, a year in advance. You know what I'm saying? And they'll book me at my prices for where I was, and then I realize, ooh, I should be charging, like, $100 or $2 more.
Right.
But, you know, you live and you learn. That's one of those things, like, if you don't take a business class, you have to learn lessons the hard way. So
I love that. I kind of wanted to talk about the spaces that you're in as far as the groups you roll with.
Yeah.
So you do have a different crowd, which I truly like because you're a standout person. How did you mingle in with, you know, like your cohorts?
So I don't know. It's just, I guess, being myself, being authentic, and building relationships with people. So I think right out of high school, I started hanging out at ICE Event Center.
Shout out to ICE.
Shout out to ICE Event Center. So ICE Event Center has a weekly event on Wednesdays called Dope Poetry. Dope Poetry is where I met a lot of my now, like, good friends. So from there, branches out into other poetry groups. That's where I met all my Poetic City family, so shout out to them. Poetic City has been extremely beneficial to me, my business, myself artistically. We've been all around the country, like, you know what I mean, just spreading art and, you know, just being awesome group of people. Yeah.
I love to hear that because it's really community based whenever you're in, I'm not going to say whenever you're in the system or in the scene or whatever, but it's definitely community based, and who your community is based off of definitely can either project or deter your progress. Yeah. So I do love that for her. I do want to switch over. You got a bike. I know that's like way off topic. You're the only person I know with a bike. Really? Yes. How did you learn to ride that? And tell us what kind of bike you have, because it's not a bicycle, y'all.
Yeah. So yeah, I do have a motorcycle. It's a Kawasaki Ninja. It's a 650. It's a sports bike. It was about a boy, I'll be honest. Like, yeah, I was just trying to impress somebody.
Okay.
So he liked to ride, so I was like, let me learn. And then I bought one, and it was like, I don't know, it was like, what do you call it whenever you have a phobia and you want to face your fear?
Okay.
Like head on. Exposure therapy for me.
Oh.
So yeah, like I have like I have like an anxious personality, you know what I'm saying? So I have paranoid all the time. And so getting on that motorcycle for the first few rides was like extremely terrifying because it just you're so exposed and your body is going like 60 miles per hour just flying through the air. So it was like exposure therapy for me to just like kind of release a lot of anxiety and pressure and a thrilling ride. So
I've been on a motorcycle once, and it was like less than 30 seconds because I was so terrified. Yeah. So I think that's really cool of you because I cannot.
You were on the back or you were riding
I was on the back.
I couldn't do it.
I was on the back. I would never be a
car
driver.
sick in like the passenger seat of people's car. What? Yeah. Because I'm not in control of anything.
I like that, being in control.
Yeah.
That's huge for me, only because like I'm a dominant person, personality-wise. I don't know, man. That bike is just still scary to me. But
it is terrifying.
Yeah. But I like what you mentioned, exposure therapy. I haven't heard that term before.
Yeah. So like throwing a kid in a pool to teach them to swim because they're scared.
That's so scary though, because I can't swim either.
Yeah,
like,
me
what
neither.
if I drown?
Yeah, I would hate for that to happen to me. But yeah.
Thank God do people still do that in 2021?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
What do you mean it works?
Especially for toddlers and little babies.
Just to throw them in, to, like you said, to expose them to what they think they're scared of. Let them know you can get in the water and you can be okay and get out.
I don't agree.
Me either. Me either.
A lot of kids
it's child abuse.
That's traumatic.
They used to floaty holding them when they used to, because you don't necessarily throw them in, but you let them sink in the water. You let them go underwater. You never say, look.
Let the lungs fill up.
I'm getting anxious. I'm getting warm.
Your body automatically, you don't shut off when you go to water. You ain't going to breathe in all that water. But if you let them drop in, they thrill out. Oh, this is the only thing that's going to happen. Now I got to close my eye. Now I got to close my mouth. And my son is 2. He was swimming in the pool all last summer.
Oh, but I feel like it's easier for babies. He's like
fresh out the water.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's why you got to do it.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to my parents for not.
My parents missed their opportunity to throw me, so.
It's too late. Now you got to really go to class.
Yeah.
I went to a swimming class once and I almost drowned and never came back. I was at the YMCA, yes, and they were not paying attention to me. Okay, so maybe I didn't almost drown, but I went underwater and I was.
You almost drowned. You almost drowned.
I know plenty of swimmers who don't go up underwater when they swim. Like their head is up still.
Oh yeah, it's a little. You know, I'll be watching too. They breathe.
I don't know. I don't agree, but I want to go back.
I really don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to swimming.
Maybe we should have that as a segment though, like the way Talk goes swimming.
Oh, swimming class.
Something like that.
I'll go. I definitely will join you. I will try anything, honestly.
I'll try anything too.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Anything besides jumping out of a plane. I'm not doing that.
I can't do that either.
I'm not doing that.
I don't see the point of that.
You seen that episode on King of the Hill where Peggy and broke all her. It was an episode on King of the Hill. She jumped. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I would literally never.
Broke all her bones.
You might as well just right there on the plane.
Yeah, I can't imagine feeling that much wind and pressure. I would probably die from cardiac arrest just from the nerves.
And it's a lot of fears that I will face head on, but moths is my number 1 I will not do, and then 2 is jumping out of a plane.
Did you say moths?
Yeah, that's my phobia. I want to switch gears now. I'm just talking about
She's scared of garages and stuff.
I'm scared. I don't know what it is, but anyways, we talked about class.
Yeah.
Do you offer art classes for anyone who's interested in becoming an artist like you?
I'll be honest, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that great of an instructor.
Okay.
So I have a ton of recommendations for people who instruct classes. So my friend Erica over at Heart Studios in Edmond, she's a great instructor. Nylena Dene, she's wonderful, traveling artist. She does amazing job teaching class. I'm just not that great. So I always suggest them. I do host classes and things like that, but I'll always hire an instructor to tag along with me to instruct the class. So it's possible for me to be booked for it, but I wouldn't be the one teaching the class. I'm not polished enough at the teaching.
I love that you could mention that because I've had this conversation with a friend, and it's everybody can have a business, but not everybody can do business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, I'm not a good instructor. I think it's very important for us to tap into our weaknesses and strengths.
Because a lot of people will try to convince you can do anything and be anything. And it's not even about what I'm capable of, but what do I want to do? That's not what I want to be stuck doing. Even if I do get good at it, I would be like, man, this isn't even what I wanted to be doing. So I would rather just let someone else who's interested in doing that full time, I'll let them have it. So.
I love that you mentioned, is this what I want to be doing? Because that was my next question. Do you feel like you're in the space to where you're moving to what you want to do?
Oh, definitely. I feel like I'm already doing what I want to be doing. I love that. I'm just not doing it at a level where it can pay all my bills. So I have to supplement my income and work for other people until, things match up financially for me. But yeah, I'm definitely already doing what I want to do, curating shows, producing art, selling art. That's all I really want to do. Producing art
and selling art. That's so lit. Is this what you envisioned for yourself back when we were in high school and middle school? Did you always want to be an artist?
I'd say before I knew I wanted to be an artist, I thought I wanted to be a teacher just because I thought I could do a teacher's job better. But it's crazy to think that at this point I'm turning down teaching jobs.
Right.
Even the middle school that we attended has asked me to come back and teach there. And I was like, and it's crazy that that's all that I wanted when I was sitting in the classroom was the opportunity to teach the class, but I was just like, I can't.
I've definitely thought about it because I love teaching, but it's a money game for me. So once I retire from this glorious life, I do want to go back and be a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that for an older version of myself,
but for now, I need shit to go quick. I can't do that. Do you have like any events or anything that you want to announce? I know this is coming out a few weeks, but do you have anything that we should be looking forward to?
The only thing that I have coming up right now, I've got an exhibition in the Paseo in February. So the first Friday in February, which I think maybe is the 6th, we're going to be hosting an gallery opening for an exhibit called Perception. So it's a collaborative art exhibition. So there's about 16 artists involved, including myself, David 3, Nylena Dene, I mentioned her. So it's the lineup is crazy, and I'm super excited about it. Just artists sharing art that depicts the world like from their perspective. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how so many different artists see the world today, and because we've all been through so much over the past few years. So like, yeah, I'm super excited about that. That's all I've got.
That's really neat, though. I never get to make it to any of your art shows because I'm always doing something, but I'm definitely going to be at this one in February. I did get to attend one of your, what do you call it? It wasn't a class, but we did like paint and puff.
Yeah. A paint and puff, yeah.
I really enjoyed myself. Are you planning on hosting any more in the future?
I hope to. So that's something like, I want to try to do maybe a big annual event for that. But in the meantime, like I do host the private parties. So if somebody wanted to do one, like I could find a spot if necessary, come to people's house if necessary. So I have all the pre-drawn canvases taken care of, all the art materials. So yeah, it's just bring your own bud and have a good time.
Bring your own bud.
And that's it.
BYOB.
Yeah, so if people want to check that out, just go to Token Stroke on Facebook.
It's a whole organization, guys. It's a whole little...
Yeah.
It's really lit. I really enjoyed myself. I went with a friend.
Yeah.
And I liked seeing everybody's version of the girl, because wasn't she a DJ?
Yeah.
I liked seeing everybody's artistic view of what they thought it would look like. It's just a really different experience if you're into that type of stuff.
Right.
And I feel
very
like
casual, laid back, low pressure.
There was food in there too. Make sure y'all tap in. It
was good, and it was really good food too.
A lot of people don't have food at their events, and I'm like, why not?
Yeah, and that's crazy. That event that you were at, I met the caterer that day who catered my solo exhibition later that year. So, man, I've been using that same caterer ever since.
Shout out the caterer.
Good.
I need a caterer.
It was so good. What is his name?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. We'll edit this.
Dang. I forgot his name.
That's all right.
It's not going to come to me.
That's all right, but shout out to the caterer who helped her.
Shout out to him.
We are nearing the end of our conversation. Is there any advice or any, like anything specific that you would want to give to aspiring artists out there?
I would say just establish a goal and then a routine and then be consistent.
Consistency is so key.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Don't let too much get in between you and your routine, and being consistent with it. Keep promises to yourself, for sure, and then worry about everybody else after that.
Okay, I know I said we're nearing the end of the conversation, but I make clothes, and sometimes I make things that I think are ugly. Do you get into these zones so we're like, I hate this, and you can't do anything with it, or what do you kind of do with that art?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I just keep going till I like it. I just don't stop. So like I had this moment yesterday. Yesterday I picked up a paintbrush for the first time since late September.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I was just dealing with a lot of block, you know. But yesterday I was like, oh, I'm gonna, have to talk about being an artist. I haven't really stepped into that position in a minute, so let me go ahead and feel it. So I pushed through a lot of that blockage to paint yesterday. And it started out so bad. Like, it was so ugly, I cried. And I just kept going. And it got muddy, it got nasty, it got ugly, and I just pushed through it, you know what I mean, until I liked it. So I usually don't put the brush down until I like what I see. So I don't really have a moment where I'm like, ugh.
I love that. Push through.
Yeah.
Because a crybaby like me, this is ugly. I'm just gonna toss it.
Oh, it was hard. I ain't gonna lie. It was hard.
I really love that, the perseverance. Well, how does everybody find you? What are your social medias, your websites?
So you can find me. I'm The Incredible Sunee Rice on pretty much everything. The Incredible Sunee Rice, Sunee, S-U-N-E-E.
That's 2 E's, not 2 N's.
Yes, 1 N, 2 E's. Thank you.
Because people can't spell.
Man.
You know how it be. Well, I do appreciate you for stopping by to the Wave Talk.
Yes, I'm really happy to be here.
I definitely enjoyed you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Oh, thank you guys. Stop making my dimple show. Oh, just kidding. But thank you again to our lovely guest, Miss Sunee, the incredible Sunee Rice on all social media platforms. That's 1 N, 2 E's for those who cannot spell. I want to go ahead and do my shout outs. Again, huge shout out, Kyla and Pax and Kyla for My Beautiful Cup. Shout out my production team, Life Media 405 on social medias. Shout out to New Wave, the home team. New Wave or No Wave, NXW, INC on all social media platforms. But you know how I like to do, I like to end with a little quote. This isn't directed to anybody, but I feel like we're in a space of, you know, people who are trying to live these lives that just don't add up to what's really going on. And the quote says, age doesn't make you grown. Your mindset and the way you move does. So I know tons of like grown-ass babies out here, a lot of immature people who are just way too old to be acting the way that they are. If that's you, go into 2022 with a different mindset, you know? Be yourself, be of age, and walk in the right path that you're supposed to. A lot of us are not handling business like we know we need to. I know tons of people, even myself, who let an entire year go by and didn't do shit with it. Not saying that I didn't do anything with my year, but it's just so much more that I was capable of, and I sat on it. And I don't feel like that was me being of my age. I don't feel like I was being of true Michelle in this space. So, like I said, if you're out there, you've been procrastinating, you've been immature, you know, you need some assistance, tap into your inner self, grow up a tad bit, and make that shit happen. Thank you again for watching another episode of The Wave Talk. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, The Wave Talk Official. I'm even on TikTok, straight up. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and leave a comment. Thank you guys. See you next time.